As we know, technology plays a very significant part in our lives. It's literally all around us. It's our phone, our VR headsets, our Fitbits. I'm literally using it right now to make this piece, which brings me to this very important question here that's been proposed. How is our contemporary culture and capitalism is being changed by the new and digital technologies? To help me answer these questions will be my friend Leonasia Brown as we sit down on a one-on-one conversation. You might also hear me at some points in the interview provide some extra details along the way. So, with that said, let's get to it. So, I'm here with my friend Leonasia.
Hi.
I was like waiting. Okay.
She's like, hi.
Alright. So, Leonasia, I have some questions to ask you.
Shoot.
So, okay, sorry. So there's these 3 questions here, and it's basically about, digital and information technologies. So the first question is, how are the new digital and information technologies transforming the economy? So like globally, or, you got informatics or domination, labor relationships, and also, how do you access these changes? So what is gained, what is lost, and who benefits and who basically loses out on it? It's okay, take your time.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't understand the internet no more. I can't understand the internet no more.
Well, I guess I can try to help you out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking, like, for people, as for, like, how is it transforming the economy, like, it has its, like, pros and cons to it. So you got people, it benefits, it gets things, here quickly, people are able to, like, access it. So, like, for example, like, just thinking about, like, with Amazon and stuff like that, and how you can order things and it just comes instantly within, like, 2 days, versus, like, way before, like, Amazon, you'll have to wait, like, probably weeks and stuff for something to get delivered to you. So now they're finding ways of basically finding things to transport. Recently, they just had the drones transport a organ over. Like, someone needed, like, a kidney transplant.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, so there's, like, new forms of that. Like, hey, how can we get something to get here quicker instead of waiting for so long, so it can help someone out in dire situations like that. So I think it does work. However, for the, like, who benefits and who loses is basically depending if you have access to technology in the first place. Because you got people who are, like I said, in third world countries who don't really have much of an access to them. So it's kind of like, how are they going to get the same benefits as us if they don't have access,
I would say it's best they don't, because you kind of look at people right now with technology, it's mostly just shows, like, more bullshit, crap, and it shows, like, a lot of things going on in the world that shouldn't be showing.
I understand that, but also, I guess, in a way, it's kind of like,
Oh, but it does have its good... It does have its good points, though, because at least you'll know what's the circumstances around the world, especially people.
Yeah.
Like, bad people, extremely bad people.
Yeah, the terrorist groups and everything.
Terrorist groups, rapists, molesters. You name them all, they're there.
Yeah, it's like in a way we're always staying in contact with the rest of the world, even though we don't have to physically be there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't feel kind of almost like biased because we're only being shown what they want us to see in the same way.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Kind of sucks that way, though.
Yeah, but we're stuck with it, so we can't do anything about it.
Yeah. That's just how things are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess that's it for that question. I think we touched on that question. Probably went a little tangent off a little bit. Okay, so for the next question, it is, how are new digital and information technologies changing the culture? So like mega spectacles, postmodernism, social media, Detroit techno, and etc. I think we just touched on that about the whole thing with the whole terrorist groups and everything like that. And in a way, it is changing culture because we're seeing things more. I think I'm not sure if you saw like on the news couple of weeks ago. I think it was someone live streamed them assassinating like a group of people in a church. I believe it was like this guy live streamed it. And he was showing all the guns he had and how he just kind of like went inside the building, but it cut off there because they didn't want people to see all that. But you never seen it yet?
No, I didn't even heard.
You never even heard of that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and that's just
what
crazy.
type of church was it? Like, was it just an all mixed racial church, or was it all black people?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was black people. I forgot what church it was, but it was like. It's crazy because they just came up. I think was it a church? I think it was, but they just came up in. The guy came up in there and he was live streaming the whole thing. He wanted everyone to see, and at the same time, and you know PewDiePie because he's a popular YouTuber. He was at the same time when the guy was doing the shootings and stuff. He was saying, "Hey, subscribe to PewDiePie," at the same time. Yeah. So what do you think about that? It's just.
I think that might have been a setup, and somebody is just trying to make PewDiePie look like a jerk.
Yeah, like it's just crazy. Like
the guy is obsessed with PewDiePie.
Yeah, but it's just like, how are you gonna do this and tag someone else in there who's like a big popular person? But it's like, why? That's crazy. I just don't understand sometimes with the world. Sometimes I just don't. But. Yeah, like, so, and also think about it, like, it also changes, though, like, with social media, because, remember that, like, okay, remember how when the whole 2016 election was going on, and literally everybody on the internet was divided, like, I remember my friend here, he was, telling me we were close, but we stopped being friends because literally the election was tearing everybody apart, and he was telling me to go back to Africa. And I was like, excuse me, then you go back to Europe then. It's like, I'm like, it's just crazy how, technology, excuse me, is how it's being used. Like, it's good, but then, like I said, with everything else, it has its pros and cons. And it depends on whose hands is in it. I can't tell whose hands, has that access to that technology, can just basically do whatever. Like, with social media, like I said, back with the 2016 election, we found out that people were just being shown what they want to see and what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like what feeds into, like, who want to vote for who. And it's just like, you're not getting both sides. You're just getting what side you like, and that's it. So that's why, in a way, it is changing the way we see things in the world, because everybody has their own view. And they don't want to be exposed to another person's point of view. In Stan Lee's article, she mentions how some people acknowledge the potential risk of using social media as a means to filter friendships. And that, I say, is going to be kind of problematic because we're not exposing ourselves to different sides, that everyone's going to be vastly different. So that will be a problem. And sometimes I find myself falling victim to that, so I have to agree.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know who this random person is. All I know, this happened, I was at downtown at the library. This way before the library had like an upgrade. And all I know is that some random white old man, he looked kind of old to me. He was like somewhere in his 50s or 60s or something like that. And all I know is that once he saw me walking, he said, "Ugh, these fucking fat, ugly-ass niggers."
What?
Yeah. I heard him, because for one, I stopped my music, and I was trying to check something on my notifications on YouTube real quickly, and I just heard him say that. I'm like, okay, I took my headphones out, and I said, "Excuse me, what did you say?" He said, "You heard me." He said, "You fat, ugly, motherfucking nigger shouldn't even be here in America," and yada, yada, yada. I'm like,
technically, no one's supposed to be here except the Native Americans, but I guess we're going to ignore that story.
And all I know is I said, one, this is not even your fucking country or your land. If I still remember, my ancestors, aka Native Americans, owned this land before y'all ever even came around here. So don't make me go background history on you, because I will. Because I'll tell you straight up what actually happened to America. Way before America even became America.
Yeah.
So don't even start. And he's up here talking about, all you niggers shouldn't even be here. Now you fucking crackers shouldn't even be here.
Jeez.
Yeah, I said it. I don't care.
I understand, but that actually leads in right into our next question. Well, not the next question, but the next part of the question about what effects do these changes have on people's bodies and identities, and like with the whole cyborgs and all that stuff. So, and friendship networks. I mean, like
cyborgs?
Judging by the confusion that my friend has when I mention cyborg, I thought it's best that I give her some details about it. In Haraway's A Cyber Manifesto, she mentions a cyborg is a cybernetic organism, a hybrid of machine and organism, a creature of social reality as well as a creature of fiction. This also relates to cyberpunk, which Pitts has mentioned in her book, Cyberpunk, Biomedicine, and the High-Tech Body. She says here that cyberpunk assumes a world in which endless body transformation and the hybridity of humans and machine is taken for granted.
Well, in a way, it's kind of like, well, finishing up our question about like the whole friendship things going on with like on Facebook, like I said about like you were just talking about how that guy, you and that interaction with that guy, and I think it's just people now like with technology. We're constantly being exposed to these cases of racism because we see it on YouTube, we see it on the TV, we're seeing how the killings are, we're seeing how all these things are like being exposed and people are just getting snippets of what's going on. And it kind of feeds into that whole anger and the hate and the racism. And you're just thinking, our generation, we should be past this, like
pretty much.
We should.
I was like, don't get me wrong. That does upset me to the fact that he calls me a nigger and a fat ugly nigger at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, why are you bringing up something that happened so long ago to the point that nobody doesn't even care?
Yeah.
Like, it don't affect me, but it'll upset me. Don't get me wrong on that part. I will get upset. You call me a nigger. You call me a slave child. I'm not a slave child. I'm nobody's like slave.
Yeah.
I'm free. My family was free back whatever, I don't know what time period. But at least they're free, they're happy, and I'm happy too. And also to the point that even I know that y'all assume that your so-called leader, the president, is going to help all you white folks out there. But let me get it straight to you guys. No, your president, the dictator that you so-called look up and kiss his ass to, who is not even from America, live off a damn green card. Like, yeah, he does. And assume that he's going to help all you white people, like the poor and the rich. Oh no, he's going to be focusing more on the rich than the poor. Because, the poor ain't going to give you nothing or that much. So his mainly focuses on the middle class and the rich. Mostly the rich, though. Mm-hmm. So, you better count your chickens before they hatch. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, like, he'll say, like with all politicians, they say things, they promise you things, but at the end, no one's gonna help us. Yeah, no one's gonna help us. Now, like I said, like, kind of like how, now with the cyborg thing, it's like a big jump, but it does kind of relate to changing our, like, how the new digital information technology is changing our culture, because people are trying to find a way to live longer and eliminate, like, certain diseases and stuff. So it's kind of like, in a way, we're kind of almost losing ourselves because we're so focused on, like, all these medical enhancements, which is cool, which is fine. I'm totally cool with it. But at the same time, it feels like, it might just be me, but it feels like you're kind of almost losing your human side because you're so focused on, like, hey, I want to be better. I want to be stronger. I want to be this, that.
They want to do that so much. It's called work your body out. Exercise. Do that. And besides, there's like so many... Before I start going off, there's actually been like a few reports about a few people who actually discover to cure certain diseases like cancer and like whatever you can think of. Because these doctors, they actually did their best and they actually did succeeded to find these cures. But somehow, these doctors up in here... dying, vanishing, even murdered. And no one doesn't even know why. Even some that were actually shot in sight. And nobody doesn't even know why these people are being killed. So right now I'm assuming that the government gotta do something about this. Like, how else would these people will discover this stuff And who are these random people killing them?
Yeah, that is true.
Because right now, like, there was a doctor who just right now this year found a cure for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow he died.
Really?
Yes.
Never heard that one.
He died. He, like, I don't know, what was it, a gunshot or a stab or something? I think it was a gunshot. Yeah. Or somebody must have stabbed him. It must have been a gun. No, gun. Definitely a gun. Someone shot him, and best believe he just vanished. Like, the guy didn't exist who shot the doctor who actually did a freaking successful curable disease thing.
Yeah, that's just crazy. It's just like, it's like you want these advancements, but at the same time, it's like you don't, like, it's just weird. It's like you want this, like, hey, I want this cure, but it's like, oh, I'm trying to see this person being more successful. So that's just, it kind of, it's so weird, like
some of these doctors are not really, well, they're doing, don't get me wrong, they actually are successful. They're like successful doctors who actually do these advanced surgeries that no doctor cannot really do like that, like brain surgery or eye surgery.
Yeah.
Especially, like, do you ever know that our eyes have, like, these double lids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those, like, advanced surgery like that.
Yeah.
And all I know is that, this type of doctor, I'm assuming he's, like, one of those very advanced surgeon doctors. He's the one who discovered this curable little thing for cancer. And all I know is that he is gone and never coming back. Because all I know, there was, like, a few pictures of these doctors. I think it was, like, 8.
Mm-hmm.
8 doctors who actually, has some kind of curable medicine to fix any type of disease. And they're all dead.
Jeez.
So right now, I'm thinking somebody's planning our death slowly and carefully. We don't know, but I feel like someone is trying to plan our deaths for everyone in the world.
I mean, and also, like, you know, touching back on it, like, how it's affecting our identities as well, is because, like, you know, it's, to be honest with you, it's the new digital era. So, like, you see people walk around with, like, cell phones all the time. You see that if someone puts down their cell phone, they're gonna have, like, a separation anxiety with it. Like, where's my phone? You know? But it's, like, it's becoming a part of us in a way, which just seems, it's pretty cool, but at the same time, like,
it's not.
It's not, because you have so much that's at risk. You know, your information. Someone could easily take your identity just so quickly, because everyone's so relying on technology. But also think about the stock market crash. What if we lose everything and we're relying so much on technology, and it all of a sudden just crashes on you?
And
your life is just like, in, like, scrambles here. You're like, oh my god. So, yeah, I mean, like, do you have anything else you want to say about that question, or do you want to just move on to the next one?
I've got a little more on that question.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's it. No.
That's it?
I thought I did.
Good? That's fine. Okay, for the last question here, it is, how are people creating new forms of connection, solidarity, pleasure, and identity through digital or information technologies?
So how they getting connected to each other?
Yeah.
Through technology?
Yeah, basically, and yeah, like, how is this, like, affecting people's, how's it creating new connections for them and stuff? How's technology doing that?
Oh, mostly through Messenger. Yeah. Mostly Messenger.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, also you think about, like, you know, in a way, I guess you could say, like, writing letters is another way that people staying connected. I don't know.
Writing letters?
Yeah, it's like
nobody does not write letters.
I did. I wrote one to Fong because she was, like, not responding to me. So.
Now, see, if you're gonna write letters, it's mostly gonna be like you're gonna write letters from prison, because you know probably they won't let you use no technology.
Yeah, I was just desperate because she wouldn't talk to me. She doesn't be on her phone, so I just said writing letters was, like, the last resort. Had me feel like I was in the 1800s. Oh my gosh.
Because the only way how I see that people be staying connected is mostly just through texting or Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, whatever type of apps they can think of.
Yeah, like, yeah, definitely. Like, you see how also, like, in this article we read in class, can't think of the name of it right now, but we're talking about how, like, Facebook, people use it to kind of filter out, like, friendships and find out who they have more in common with, and they avoid people they don't want nothing to do with. They're like, stay away. Yeah.
For me, I don't do that. I actually be friends with those who I actually do talk to, like that back in middle school and high school, and mostly I just get in touch with my family so I can see what's going on.
All right. So,
but if I still remember, there are people who I don't talk to. I don't friend them, mostly because we don't get along.
That's true.
Because best believe I have problems with them. I even see them on the streets. I want to punch them in the face, but I can't do that. Because I'll be on social media and I'll get fired.
I think also in a way how it's creating pleasure is that, you know, with technology, think about our TV shows and movies and, you know, like our books that we read online as well. It's just like, you know, it's like that's our new form of pleasure. Like without it, it's just like, what's the whole point?
Yeah, I only use the internet just so I can read my books and watch one of my favorite YouTubers or maybe one of my favorite shows.
Oh, yeah.
But never like TV shows, like reality TV. No, not reality TV. Any type of TV show with people and like actual people.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to suck or it's not that good.
Or it's just not real.
Yeah.
It's just staged.
Yes, because if I want to watch something with people in it, I'll watch Law and Order or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I know about some real TV junk right there. Like, oh, this person did that. Oh, this person, oh my gosh, this person killed this person. Oh, this show got real. Oh.
I think it's really funny because, like, you know, thinking about how people's identity comes across and, like, with the use of technology. Like, for example, like you said about YouTubers, you get to see how, like, you know, how their lives are. Some people are, because some people put their whole life story out there. Like, you got people who say, oh, I'm a survivor of, you know, domestic violence, or I suffer from depression, or whatever. I've seen a lot of stories like that on YouTube where you actually get to see somebody, like, their story, and you're just like, oh, this is great, because that means, like, some people are not alone in what problem they're facing.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. If I still remember, I did watch a video. This was based on my project for my English 101 class.
Yeah.
At Idaho Community College. This one was about child marriage.
Oh.
And I watched a video about 4 women who survived through a child marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, their stories made me cry.
Yeah.
Like, the second woman, I forgot her name. She was a white brunette lady. And her story got me, actually, because it said that she was actually forced to be married because, for one, her family was poor. They couldn't take care of her. So their best option was they had 2 options. Give up for adoption or marry her off early. So they choose to marry her off.
That's sad.
And they married her off to this old, disgusting of a man. I swear. He was in his 40s. He was a Caucasian white man who was a pedophile.
Mm.
Like he was charged for molesting 3 young girls at the age of 5, 6, and 7, and 2 teenage girls that was 14 and 15.
Mm.
Yeah, so he was a child molester and a rapist. And of course, since he didn't tell her parents that he was charged for those kind of charges, best believe they made the biggest mistake ever by marrying her off to a molester they did not know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So she was abused.
Did she escape?
No.
Oh gosh.
The only way she could escape was growing up, staying with that man, being treated like a maid and a slave, and only used as like a sexual toy.
Oh God.
Until she got older and she was more mature now and she was not naive and stupid, she she didn't do anything. Her husband was diagnosed with some kind of cancer and he was dying.
Mm.
So of course she was happy he was dead, because she knows that she's not gonna be dealing with that no more.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment he passed away, she was scot-free, and of course she had all of his money and everything else in his nice house. So of course she like switched it around, changed it up, and give it a couple of months later, she met a guy. They got to know each other, good couple of years. They had a kid, and they got another kid, and she had a beautiful family. She was happy again, but she still had those little traumatic dreams and like bad nightmares. I was like, oh man, I feel sorry for these women.
It shows like how lucky some of us are to not be in these situations. Because I already knew, like, if I was in that situation, I don't know what I would have done.
I'm sorry, I would have killed.
I would have probably ran away. Like, I heard stories about how people ran away or how they were like hunted down by their family. It's just sad to hear what's going on, but it's those type of moments and those situations that we need to hear and understand, like, hey, you know, this is going on. We should do something. We should all come together and do something about this. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's about it with the questions. Unless you want, like, to, you know, close out on something. Like,
okay.
Technology is fine.
No. Depending
how you use it.
I would say technology or any technical devices you use, it's okay. I mean, it's good and it's fun sometimes. But then again, you gotta be careful what you do on the internet, and especially what you expose, because some people can actually copy it.
Yep.
And crop it. And just put it on any type of site, and oh my god, it would be everywhere.
And take it all out of context.
It would be turned into a meme, some other crazy stuff.
Yep.
Or somebody would put in their own little video saying, oh, caption, the sluts of this high school, or this trick is so nasty, or this thought needs to go to Thoughtland. I don't know.
Moral of the story?
Be careful with technology, be responsible, and don't do anything stupid.
Yeah. Thank you, Leonasia.
And also, don't talk to strangers. And don't get married at a young age either.
I mean, okay. Thanks, Leonasia.